What we are going to do. Sisi tumeamua, tunaenda mbele. Tunataka John Koi Walukhe. No Walukhe, no elections.
Dear viewers, welcome back to the analysis of Yoleno TV. And once again, I'd like to start by saying that thank you so much for those who've been supporting our channel. And it's because of you that our channel managed to hit 13K subscribers. Now, the good news that we're receiving right now is that Sirisia MP John Walukhe has been released from prison about almost 2 hours ago. And that was from sustained attacks on this process, especially the attack that was launched by the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Watu ambao walikuwa wameshtakiwa na mauaji sasa wanasamehewa. Wengine iko kesi ya mauaji bado iko active murder case, anapitisha na kuwa waziri. Wengine wanasema jamaa huyu kesi yake ilikuwa ile ya bilioni 12 aliyekuwa amewekewa tu. Sasa lakini kwa upande mwingine huku watu wetu wananyanyasa. Mheshimiwa Walukhe, mjumbe wa Sirisia, kesi yake ilikuwa ni kama civil case. Manake yeye walidai pesa na wakalipwa. Badala ya kusema hiyo pesa ulilipwa kwa njia ambayo si nzuri, irudisha, amewekwa ndani. Kesi yake inafufushwa, anawekwa ndani na amefungwa miaka 67. Wewe ni mtu miaka 60 tayari, kama kuweka Raila ndani kwa miaka 50. Ni fitina, si fitina. Unawacha Lenturi, unawacha unawacha yule mama mwingine huko, alafu Walukhe wanachukua wanaweka ndani miaka 67. Hiyo ni haki kweli? Hiyo ni haki kweli? Tunataka Walukhe apewe bond, alafu hiyo kesi baadaye itupuliwe mbali.
Remember, Raila Odinga came to the aid of Sirisia MP John Walukhe after he was again arrested over the NCPB scandal that was about 297 million scandal. Soon before the release, according to the charges, the jail sentence was 67 years and Grace Wakungu was also supposed to be in jail, but you know what happened to the Grace Wakungu's case. Now Sirisia MP is the one that was left with this scandal. So initially, the courts had said that the Sirisia MP was to pay a fine of 1 billion or risk 67 years jail sentence. He could not raise the 1 billion. So I think the only thing that was left was for him to serve the jail sentence. And according to me, Sirisia MP was going to rot in prison. Now, mind you, this case was headed by Dr. Otiende Amolo as the lead defense lawyer. So the prosecutors were hell-bent on making sure that Sirisia MP was sentenced to that 67 years old, which is, to me, it's like a life sentence. So something that was so, interesting in this whole case is that Sirisia MP said that the government owed him 300 million shillings. And then the prosecutors made a terrible blunder that I think could have been the reasons why the court decided to release Sirisia MP John Walukhe on a 10 million bond, because they termed the invoice that Walukhe presented as being fake. So Otiende used that idea or that narrative that was propagated in court that the invoice was fake to query why then was it that the Sirisia MP was being charged if the invoice was fake. So the statement that Dr. Otiende Amolo said is that the court found he did not utter any document and acquitted him, but strangely convicted him of fraudulently obtaining money on the basis of uttering the document. That was in response to what the prosecutors said that the invoice document was fake, then the question that Otiende Amolo posed to the prosecutors is then, why is he being convicted fraudulently over the same? So that is in the wake of the realization that the document that WALUKHE presented in court, the invoice, the prosecutor said that the document was fake. Now the question that Otiende Amolo posed to them then is that, why was it the payment? Why was it that my client is being convicted if the document was fake? So the Judge Ngenye, who read the ruling, said, we find that the continued incarceration of WALUKHE will automatically lead to the loss of his parliamentary seat. Once he does not attend 8 consecutive sittings, then he will automatically lose his seat. On that ground, we find that the application has merit and is allowed. So the judges also gave WALUKHE an alternative of depositing a 20 million bond or a 20 million cash bail. The defense lawyers had requested for that the High Court bail be retained. The bail was that either WALUKHE pays 10 million cash bail or WALUKHE deposits a 20 million bond. So either way, he was going to be free, but the case was going to continue. So the judges continue that, assuming he is heard on appeal and he succeeds, he will not be able to capture his seats on account a by-election will have been conducted and him being in jail will not be eligible to stand as an MP. This will be prejudicial to him and his Sirisia constituents. What the judges were saying is that if at all, if his appeal is heard and he succeeds, by the time that appeal case is concluded, IEBC will have conducted a by-election, and since he is in court or in jail, he will not be viable to vie for that seat. So by default, he will have lost his Sirisia parliamentary seat. So the judges say that no, because he's not guilty until convicted, until found guilty, then I think it's just proper for him to be accorded the bail that was issued by the High Court, so that the case can continue while he's still an MP serving his constituents. Because if you miss 8 sittings consecutively, that means you lose your seat. So the judges went on by saying that in our view, we think that this presents unusual circumstances that could warrant considering this application to his favor. He is therefore released on the previous terms issued by the High Court of 10 million cash bail or 20 million bond terms with a surety of similar amount pending appeal. So I think, in other words, Dr. Otiende Amolo's sustained pressure has borne some fruit, because that is what Dr. Otiende Amolo wanted, that the High Court cash bail to be retained, and that the case can continue when Sirisia MP is still serving his constituents. And the blunder that prosecutors made of saying that the document that was being presented by WALUKHE is fake is likely to cost the prosecutors a great deal, because should that be the case, then Otiende Amolo will argue his case and ask the court that then why is his client being sentenced unfairly, because that prosecutor's comment is that the document is fake. Now, ladies and gentlemen, according to this, now my observation in this is that Raila Amolo Odinga has won this case and Kenya Kwanza has lost, because their plan was that the Sirisia MP to lose 8 sittings, and then Moses Wetangula would term that seat as vacant, and the IEBC would rush to call a by-election, and then the Sirisia MP would lose his seat. That was the plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly give us your comments below the comment section. We'd like to hear what your thoughts are regarding the Sirisia MP case. But again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again for our next analysis.